Hello to all my finance friends. We have made it to Friday, guys. It's another Personal Finance Friday video. I'm excited to be here with you today, kind of shake things up a little bit. We're going to have a money talk today. I titled this "Is Money Everything?" Obviously, it's not everything, but I want to dig a little bit deeper and kind of talk through this, get some feedback from you all as well. So make sure to stick around. All right, guys, we're going to tackle the subject of, is money everything? Of course, no, it's not everything, but what does it provide us? What does it mean to us? Does it control our life, or are we having it work for us? And I think that that's the one thing that we want to talk about in today's video is just, money is certainly not everything, but it really kind of depends on how you're utilizing money to better your life all the way around, but to better your professional life, your personal life, etc. And for me personally and for my family, just having more money doesn't necessarily mean we've got, Lamborghinis out front. But what it does mean is we have some protection. We have protection against bad times. We have protection against, illness where maybe, we're out of work for a period of time. And I know that there's insurance and different things, that help with those, but you have to have money to pay for those insurances. So money is what makes the world go round. It certainly is not everything. I'm going to reference a couple of CNBC articles that I found that I thought that were really good and just kind of along these same lines. But one of them is I found a cookie tycoon in Japan. I'm going to butcher his name. Wakai Takeda, I believe is how you say it, but it's probably not. But anyway, he is 83 years old. He is, done well for himself in Japan. And he is talking about essentially, the money game. One of the comments that he makes in this article is that the money game never ends. And it's not because of the endless pursuit of stuff. That's not the reason that he gives as, why the money game never ends. The reason that he gives is that you never know what can happen. You can be making good money in your 30s and your 40s, and then something disastrous happens, whether it's health-wise, whether it's your business, whether it's in your personal life, that completely changes the landscape of your trajectory, meaning that you can kind of have it all figured out financially, and then you have one or two events that make it all go sideways. And that's where having more money than less money provides some protection there. It provides some sort of freedom, against downside problems, against things that come up in life. Because let's face it, I think we can all speak to it. We've all been on a plan. We've all put a plan in place of how this is going to go from A to Z and how we're going to achieve a goal or how we think, life is going to go. And there's a lot of twists and turns and curveballs along the way. We all have them. It's not as if, everyone just has a smooth ride in. And even for the folks that do have a lot of money, they don't have a smooth ride in. There's all sorts of different things that can come up, especially when we talk about health. Health is something that you can't control that piece. All you can do is do your very, very best to stay healthy, live a healthy life. But genetically, there is stuff that we're going to get that we don't know, that we don't have any sort of control over. That's just simply, the genetics that you're born with, and we all hope for the best. But more money can equal more freedom and protection. Another great article I found was, and this was just kind of an inspiring one. I love kind of the small business stories. This is one actually, a CNBC article going back to June of 2019, and it's about a 35-year-old dad is titled up how he made $1.5 million on Fiverr, which is one of these sites to where you can offer like consulting services or like contract services. You get paid by project or get paid by hour. And he was doing voiceover work. He was in like a very relatable type situation where he's got small kids, he's got debts, that are starting to pile up. He's trying to figure out how to get out from underneath it. And where, the side hustle, is so common these days, the side gig. And this is what he did. He found that he kind of had this voiceover talent. He had very basic equipment, but didn't really need to have amazing equipment to do it. And he was able to generate $1.5 million, believe it or not, doing this on the side through one of these sites. And that's one thing where in today's world with the internet, we have so many opportunities, whether it's, through Fiverr or some of these Upwork, job sites to where you can do contract work. It's awesome that the internet connects people the way that it does. what I like is you can take both of these stories and it just kind of teaches a lesson of like, look, life comes at you fast, things happen, and how important it is to kind of have that, saving and / investing mindset, trying to get out of debt, doing everything that you possibly can to, living. I know it's it's trendy almost now to live more in a minimalist lifestyle. And it's not necessarily that you have to live in a 1-bedroom apartment or something to make all these things happen. And look, like I said, too, there in the beginning, money is not always just about, the actual stuff. For example, my wife and I, recently bought we bought a new house, and the big reason for buying that house, it had nothing to do with buying a new house. It had everything to do with, during the pandemic, we noticed that, in our townhouse, kids just didn't have enough places to run around. And it was pretty tough for them. And we were thinking, you know what, with the amount of time that we're spending at home, it needs to be more of a priority to have a backyard where the kids can play and ideally a fenced in backyard. And that's what we ended up doing. We really prioritized that over many other of the things. But, I think that the kind of the keeping up with the Joneses or looking at it from the outside is, they're just like, people just buying a house, for no good reason. But that really has nothing to do with, it really had very little to do with our old house. Our old house was great. We really enjoyed it. We enjoyed living there. It just, things changed. My son, as I mentioned on the channel, has autism. He's autistic and he needs room to run. He needs some room to go. And my daughter too, she needs to be able to get outside and play. And kids need to be able to get outside and play and not just be playing on electronics all day. So we had prioritized that over other things. It wasn't necessarily granite countertops, that we needed. It was just like we needed to have space for our kids, to be able to run around and grow up in. So, but money creates the opportunities to be able to do those things that might be important to your family. And that might be whether it's housing or whether it's a vacation or whatever that might be, to help you personally or your family, however it is, money allows that to happen. So while it's not everything, I know that that's kind of the obvious, answer to this. It's certainly not everything. It provides access and it provides freedom and it provides protection, against liabilities that can come up in life. And so that's why it's just so incredibly important to build a life, whether it be personal, professional, we talk about it on the channel, or building wealth. It's just all about doing it step by step, one step at a time. And it's little baby chunks, just coming at it from, taking very small steps. That's my focus, is to do little things right every day. And it's not going to all happen in a day. It's not going to all happen in a year or 5 years or 10 years. It's going to happen over a long period of time. And that's the way that the mindset, I think, that is a winning mindset. So guys, let me know in the comments, what types of things are you doing? I've always like to learn from viewership. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have all the answers to everything. I have some knowledge on certain things, and I learn a lot from you guys too. So what does your long-term vision look like, and how are you choosing, if you don't mind sharing, certain pieces of that puzzle, how you're gaining ground, getting to those goals? I would like to hear it from you all too. So definitely comment down below. I will see you again next time. Live well, guys, and stay safe and stay healthy. Have a great Friday.